Okay. Just looking back at the film last night, what did you kind of see down the stretch that could have been better?
I like some of our possessions. Some of our execution was really good down the stretch. We got to take care of the basketball. We talked about it as a team. Just the turnover at the end, we got to get a shot on goal. So coming down the stretch of games, settling the offense down and getting a good look.
Well, what are you specifically seeing from Dejounte? He's characteristically been a low turnover guy, but this year he had 7, I think, against the Grizzlies, 8 last night. That's a career high for him.
I don't want to speculate, but he's coming back from being out for a while. So coming back into a situation where he's thrust right into having a lot on his shoulders, being responsible for getting the team involved, getting us in our sets, guarding some of the best players night in and night out, and then trying to score 20 plus a night too. So he's still knocking off rust. He's still finding his rhythm, but at the same time he's accountable. He talked about it in the film that he has to be better. Not just at the end of the games, but throughout the course of the game of taking care of the ball.
When you play a team like the Kings, who is so good at flipping the screen, just what kind of defensive communication and principles do you have to I guess, be on top of that?
Just the early, loud, and continuous, weak, strong, whichever way we want to send them down and on the sides. So the earlier you can do it, the better the on-ball defender knows, like, okay, this is where I'm sending them. Even if they come flip the screen, the big is there for you. And now low man should be ready and available.
For the most part, are you guys trying to keep stuff out of the middle and just kind of push stuff towards the side a little bit?
We are. We're trying to keep the ball out of the middle as best we can. And I thought we did a solid job against the Kings. They 39% from the field, I think 30 from three, but they made up those points with second chance opportunities, getting to the free throw line on us.
It seems like also this year you guys are playing a little less drop than last year. I think, because Yves is a little bit more mobile, can play at the level, can play different coverages. I guess, how are you evaluating that just over the last 20, 25 games? So how's that been for you?
We're still looking at it. We're still, trying to get our team back and trying to get more games under our belt with, a consistent group. But Yves he's been really good in whatever we put him in. He can read, switch on to, good defenders. He did it last night against Fox. Got a contested, missed a contested shot. We came up with the rebound. Sometimes we'll have him up and pick and roll. Sometimes he'll be a little late and be in a drop. But the biggest thing for him is really protect the paint, protect the rim.
And when he's up that high, how important is it for the guys at the back line to really box out, because he may not be able to get to the rim in time because of the way
it's important. It's important. Collectively as a team, it's important for us to finish those possessions. If you work that hard defensively to get stops against some of these really good teams, you don't want to give them extra opportunities to score on you.
Well, a lot's been made of Trey's shot attempts or lack thereof, but when you look at the numbers, he's getting the front court touches. And you mentioned he's got to be more aggressive. So what are those conversations like? Like, what is that process for him, trying to get him just to be more aggressive?
Well, Trey, he had it going early last game. We'll use last game as an example. He had it going early last game. And in those moments, it's a responsibility on the rest of the guys on the floor to try to find him when he's open. But teams will make adjustments, and they'll guard him more closely, which they did in the second half. Now CJ's got it going. So now the mentality flips. Okay, let's get CJ more touches. Let's get him the ball. But collectively just, finding that rhythm with each of our guys when they have it going. And we're encouraging Trey, you're open, shoot the ball, shot fake, drive it, go finish. He's making the right plays in terms of passing. Also try to, get you some second chance opportunities, get on the boards. Those are other opportunities where he can score.
Well, it's not – go ahead. You got a follow-up? Well, it's not common to play at an Eastern Conference team 3 times, but just kind of your thoughts on Sunday's matchup, playing those guys again.
Yeah, we're looking forward to getting back on the floor. We had a solid film day, not a lot on the floor today. We'll get there in practice in Indy, and then, we had a good matchup, there. Tough loss. We beat them on our home floor, so, this will be a good challenge for us to play against another really good team.
And going back to Trey for a second, Willie, when he does catch the ball and he is covered, would you like to see him maybe play make more, take his man off the dribble? Is that certain instances you would like to see him be more aggressive?
I want him to be aggressive, but also keep the game simple. You know, the game will dictate what you can do. If they close out, you know, pretty hard to him, close out to his feet, that's an opportunity for him to drive and make a play at the basket or probably for a teammate. And just continue to read the game. You know, it's not scripted, but being aggressive for him doesn't always mean that he's going to get the shot attempt, but being aggressive offensively is the shots are there, take them, you know, drive the ball. He's handling a little bit more in certain scenarios. So just continue to be aggressive and just make the simple play over and over again.
I don't know if this is the terminology you guys use specifically, but those stampede cuts from the slot where, you know, a guy just grabs and goes, like what – it seems like you guys are incorporating it a lot more this time around, but like what makes it particularly difficult to defend when, you know, someone's just making a quick decision and cut off like that?
Well, a lot of times it's difficult to defend because the ball is being swung from one side of the floor to the other side. The defense is occupied, and the moment it's there, you got a heavy nail help guy. Usually I'm going to the middle off a pick and roll or off a drive, and I swing it. And now that's a tough rotation for the defense to make pretty quickly. So we call them more like boom drives. Those boom drives gives us opportunity to get to the basket, and then you probably have corner field, so you're getting a kick out corner three.
And Willie, any updates on maybe Javonte or any of the other guys that are currently sidelined?
No updates right now.